All day long, we talk to ourselves, mostly in the form of thoughts, the commentary of the mind. And when this sounds like I'm a loser, I'm an embarrassment, here I go again messing things up, that eats away at our self-esteem. In this video, I share 10 ways not to talk to yourself so you can build confidence and a strong sense of self-worth. So stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome to Becoming an Expert at Self-Leadership. I'm Maika, I'm a psychologist, and here are 10 very important decisions to make about how you won't talk to yourself. Number 1, I will not badmouth myself. I will not talk about myself in a way that makes my flaws seem bigger and more encompassing than they are. I will not allow negative things about myself to be the main channel that I listen to on the radio of my mind. You'll see that when you form this intention to stop bad-mouthing yourself in front of others or just to yourself and work on changing that habit, it'll be easier for you to be who you want to be and build on your strengths. Bad-mouthing has this dynamic of turning us into who we don't want to be or fear we could become through self-fulfilling prophecies. And it shapes other people's opinions about us. They form their opinion of who we are as a person, of course, through their own observations, but also through a lot of what we tell them about who we are. So if we want others to see us in an appreciative, kind, and respectful way, we have to show them how to do that by the way we talk about ourselves and give them food for that perspective. Number 2, I will not call myself names. A lot of people call themselves all sorts of names: loser, idiot, failure, wimp, or in the form of adjectives: ugly, fat, stupid, weak. And often this comes from words their parents used to describe them when they were children. The way a parent sees a child is the mirror in which a child first learns how to see itself. And even if a parent doesn't use these exact terms, children can pick up on their parents' perspective by the way the parent interacts with the child or what they let seep through unintentionally. The thing is, name calling has absolutely no benefit whatsoever. Sometimes we think that it keeps us motivated to change, but it's really just upsetting. That's all that it is, and fuels coping mechanisms that you might be working on and wanting to let go of. So please resolve to stop calling yourself negative names and resolve to stop identifying with negative labels. Number 3, I will not allow my inner critic to take away my power. So one thing that the critic may do is keep us small and feeling helpless. And this resolution expresses that we won't let that happen anymore. So I will remind myself of my power and influence. Even if there are some things that I wish were different and they're out of my control, I will not allow that to distract me from the things that I can influence. And I will use my power where it makes sense. And even if I wish I had more options, that won't make me overlook the ones that I do have. And if something stresses me in a relationship, I will address it. The only problem that can be solved is a problem that is acknowledged and addressed. Number 4, I will not blame myself for other people's choices. This is an unhelpful form of self-talk that comes from an unhealthy melting together in relationships when people lose their sense of responsibilities and boundaries in relationships. And you can change this by resolving not to burden yourself with the other person's responsibilities and not feeling guilty for or blaming yourself for what they choose to do. Number 5, I won't be controlled by my moods. I will not start viciously attacking myself just because on some days that's what my mind is inclined to do. I'll be more aware of my moods, what triggered them, and what they prompt me to do. I'll work on the underlying beliefs behind frequent low mood and anxiety. And when they show up, I'll defuse from them and observe them from the perspective of a loving caretaker, observer, and guardian. I'll remind myself that it's okay to sometimes not be okay, and that I can still be kind to myself and others and do what I want to do, even if my mood isn't the best today. Number 6, I will not compare myself to others. I'll remind myself that I'm an individual, that my past, my biology, my life circumstances, and my inclinations are all different from others. And it won't help me to compare myself to see if I'm better or equal to others. That will never give me the information that I'm looking for, and that is the mindset that fundamentally, on a basic level, I'm okay, I'm lovable, things will work out for me, and I'm good enough. Number 7, I will not predict rejection. He doesn't like me. She doesn't want me on her team. This means our relationship is over. These are common predictions the mind likes to cough up. Please choose not to take these suggestions on as your reality, because that's what most thoughts are. A suggestion from your mind about what could be real. But ultimately, you have to be the judge of that, and not anxious shadows from your past that see rejection where it's not. Number 8, I will not brood over the past. Yes, it's important to learn from mistakes. Yes, it's important to hold yourself accountable. Yes, it's important to right wrongs where you can. And what's important next is to put it aside. Especially when we're stressed or all stirred up inside or going through a period of low mood. The mind likes to stick to past mistakes. They may have happened an hour ago or 10 years ago. They may be real or imagined. Choose not to wallow in guilt or regret. You and your companions will thank you for it. Number 9, I will not invent stories about others. Did you know that only about 3% of the nerve cell endings in our brain are connected to a sense organ? The remaining 97% lead to another nerve cell in the brain. It's estimated that for one nerve cell connection that's directed towards the outside, we have 5 million connections in the brain. This indicates how busy our brain is with itself and how much we invent stories and bring our past into the present. And one unhelpful way in which this happens is when our mind invents stories about others that affect our self-esteem. This could be thinking that others are more powerful or important than you in ways that they're not, because this is what low self-esteem does. It projects dominance and importance into other people. It could also be thinking that someone is intentionally trying to hurt you, that you're very easy to damage, and that is what the other person is set out to do. This 9th resolve means recognizing when your mind projects low self-esteem into interactions and relationships, and then stepping out of that pattern, the thoughts and all the actions that are connected to it. Number 10, I will not let other people's stories become my reality. Other people have thoughts about us. They invent stories about us. Sometimes that's very obvious. At other times, it comes across in what's implied. And sometimes these stories can be ungracious and push us into low self-esteem. Often this happens when someone didn't work through their own issues and now they need you to play a certain part in their life so that they can cope. Don't allow another person's negative story about you to become your reality. Don't take on the role of the scapegoat or lesser person, even if it means having hard conversations. It's not your job to play a part of someone who is less worthy, less important or capable, just so that the relationship can continue in this unreflected dynamic. It's not your job to protect others from introspection and the work that it takes to change. Okay, that's it from me today. Thanks for being here and supporting the channel. If you'd like to learn more about thoughts, self-talk, and how that's connected to self-esteem and how we feel, check out my Mental Habits Self-Paced online course. Remember to subscribe if you want to. Consider looking into my weekly self-leadership newsletter. All those links are in the description box. Till next time, take care. And remember, thoughts are just suggestions. You decide which ones become your reality.